And so the best week of the entire sports year continues. Let's face it, we didn't choose to start this week by accident, and the very best part of it is yet to come. Namely, the most anticipated week of golf I can ever recall. And don't kid yourself, the reasons for that are named Tiger and Phil. Yes, Justin Thomas and Ricky Fowler and Dustin Johnson and Jordan Spieth and Bubba Watson, they're all part of this, and any of them might very well win it. But that, or some facsimile of that, happens every year. It is the two legends, both of whom were recently written off, that remind us what golf can give us that no other sport can. Consider this. Tiger Woods was born the same year as Drew Barrymore. Phil was born the same year as Mariah Carey. Think how long those people have been famous. Tiger Woods won the Masters the year the movie Titanic came out. Phil Mickelson won on tour the year MC Hammer released You Can't Touch This.
Hammer!
These are living, breathing connections to our past who are still at the top of the sport, and that is the absolute best thing about the sport. So listen to me right now. If you were one of those people who is going to complain on Twitter this weekend that they're showing too much Tiger or too much Phil, please let me know now so I can unfollow you in advance. And I know my buddy Booger McFarland agrees with that completely. There is nothing more annoying than people who tell us that they are showing too much Tiger and too much Phil Mickelson, which we are going to do right now. We're delighted to welcome three-time Masters champion Phil Mickelson to get up. Thanks a million for doing this, Phil. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, Mike. Heading to the course now, and it's such a special place that you just get butterflies even going to the practice round, which doesn't really happen anywhere else.
I'm envisioning that you're wearing the jacket, and you're on the phone, so you can lie to us if it's not true. Are you wearing the green jacket right now?
I don't ever take it off, absolutely.
I've seen that you're playing a practice round with Tiger today, and that the relationships between the great rivals always fascinate me. How has that relationship evolved for you two guys over the years?
I think the team events, the Ryder Cup, President's Cup, has done a lot for us because we've really worked together well, and it's given us an opportunity to spend a lot of time together with a common goal, and that's brought us closer together. We've always done well in the team events, but now that we have a little bit more ownership, if you will, in the President's Cup, the Ryder Cup, more involvement, it's been fun for us to come together and spend more time. I also think that there's always been on my side the appreciation for what he's done for the game, because I believe nobody's benefited more from what Tiger's brought to the game of golf than I have, and I've always been appreciative of that. And I try to say that as sincere as I can, because I mean it as sincere as possible. How appreciative I am, because when I first joined the tour and won my first PGA Tour event in Tucson in 1991, the entire purse was $1 million and first place was $180,000. And I used to wonder if we would ever have a first place check of $1 million like other sports are getting paid. And I did not think it would happen in my career. And when Tiger came along, it accelerated that so fast that now we've been playing for $1 million first place check for many years, and now we've got this FedEx Cup that's $10 million, and it's the amount of money, the amount of the ratings and sponsorship interest has gone up so exponentially quicker than I ever thought possible. And it's because when he came along, he brought a whole different level of excitement and brought golf off the back page and to the front.
True, it's well said. Phil Mickelson is with us on Get Up. You told me in December you were going to have a big year, and you absolutely are, including a win in Mexico a few weeks ago. What has clicked? What specifically has worked for you?
So there's a number of things that have been going well, if you will, over the last couple of years. But I struggled with my game for a few years, and my time with Andrew Getson has gotten my swing back on plane to where all my feel and all my touch is starting to come back and correlate into the shots that I'm envisioning, the shots that I'm feeling. So that's the first thing. And then, Mike, I remember a moment 4 years ago sitting in my yard with Dave Pell saying that if I want to get back to the top of the game and where I know I can play, I have got to get better at putting. I have not putted the way I need to putt week in and week out. I would be a slightly above average putter, where I would have average weeks most of the time with an occasional awesome week, and I would win those weeks. And what's changed is that I've spent hours and over the last 4 years really studying, analyzing, not just technique, but greens and reading, how to read greens, the whole thing. I've gone really in-depth in putting. And this year I'm number 1 and number 2 in just about every important statistical category in putting. And it's been that way now for about a year and a half. So my putting has taken off on a whole nother level, and there's not a better place to putt well than Augusta National.